Right now, you feel like you're in control. You chose to watch this. You'll choose what to do next. But what if some of your choices weren't entirely yours? What if a living thing, too small to see, could reach into a brain and rewrite the script of a life? It sounds like horror, it's biology. And to understand whether it could ever reach you, we have to start small. Deep in a rainforest, a carpenter ant is about to do something it would never normally do. It leaves the safety of its colony. It climbs. Not toward food, not toward home, but up the stem of a plant to a very specific height, where the temperature and humidity are just right. Then it bites down on a leaf vein and locks its jaws. It will never let go. This is the death grip. Inside the ant is a fungus called Ophiocordyceps, and it has hijacked the ant's body for one purpose: to position it perfectly so that, after the ant dies, a stalk can erupt from its head and rain spores down onto the colony below. Here's the unsettling twist. For years, we assumed the fungus was puppeteering the ant's brain, but when researchers looked closely, they found the brain was largely left intact. Instead, fungal cells wrap around the ant's muscles, controlling the body almost directly, while the mind, in some sense, watches. Move up a level. A flatworm called Leucochloridium infects a snail and crawls into its eye stalks, swelling them into pulsating, candy-colored bands that look exactly like wriggling caterpillars. The brood sacs even throb and pulse, faking the movement of real prey. Then it changes the snail's behavior, pushing it out of the shadows it usually loves and into bright, open spaces. The result? Birds notice. Birds attack. And by getting the snail eaten, the worm reaches the only place it can reproduce: inside the bird. Now the host is larger and the manipulation is darker. A hairworm grows inside a cricket, coiled up many times the length of its host. When it's ready, it floods the cricket with proteins that scramble its nervous system, and the cricket does the one thing crickets avoid. It finds water and leaps in. As the cricket drowns, the worm swims out to mate. The insect was, in effect, walked to its own death. Its final act chosen by something else. You might be thinking, fine, but these are ants and snails and crickets. Simple creatures. Surely a parasite couldn't reach something with a real mammalian brain. Meet Toxoplasma gondii. It can only reproduce inside cats, which leaves it with a problem. How do you get from a rat into a cat? The answer is chilling. A rat infected with Toxoplasma loses its instinctive terror of cat odor. Some even become mildly attracted to it, wandering toward the very smell that should send them running. The parasite has switched off fear itself. And here is where it gets personal. Because Toxoplasma doesn't only infect rats, it infects people too, quietly, in roughly a third of the world's population. Most carriers never know. It hides as dormant cysts, including in the brain. But scientists have noticed correlations that are hard to ignore. Subtle shifts in reaction time, in risk-taking, in personality, even a higher rate of certain traffic accidents. Some studies have even linked it to certain mental health conditions, though cautiously. So, are your decisions secretly being steered by a single-celled passenger? Almost certainly not in any dramatic way. The honest answer is that these links are correlations, the effects appear small, and the science is fiercely debated. No one is reaching in and writing your thoughts for you. You are still the author. But the deeper idea is harder to shake. The boundary you imagine between you and the biology you're made of is blurrier than it feels. Your choices rise out of brain chemistry, and that chemistry can be nudged by hormones, by gut microbes, by illness, and yes, sometimes by passengers with agendas of their own. The ant felt, presumably, like it was simply climbing. None of this means you aren't in control. It means control was always a collaboration between you and a vast, invisible ecosystem you never agreed to host. So the next time a choice feels entirely your own, it's worth pausing, just for a moment, to wonder who else might have a say.